I was dissociated for basically 4 days. And then 1 minute ago, as I was playing Call of Duty, I asked myself, why am I here? And then I said, because I'm scared. And then I was like, I'm scared of what? And I was like, you mean who? So I rephrased my question to myself, I'm scared of who? And it was myself. I was scared of myself. And when I realized that that's the biggest thing that's in my way, I was like, oh, you, come here. Everything's okay. Life's effed up, and that's fine. There's no expectation of it to be absolutely perfect. And there's no expectation, therefore, for it to be absolutely imperfect. I'm going to find the balance, and I'm going to move on. In short, there was a red button that I could always press to eject myself out of dissociation. But dissociation, as a state of mind, is designed where you already know technically the knowledgeable how to, but your body is not doing it. Your body is not associating itself, its identity with reality. Your body is associated itself to the dissociation of your mind. And so you can't move out of it by thoughts alone. And you can't move out of it through the knowledge of how to move out of it. So this video, like that's phrased how to, it's not going to work if you don't become conscious, if you don't allow yourself to really be aware with no judgment and make a decision to be awake, to wake up. I'm telling you, this video is extremely fresh, bro. Like, this is fresh. It is 5:18. This happened. I woke up 4 minutes ago, if that. Like, I am not kidding. I was disassociated for 4 days because of the things that are going on in my life. But regardless of those things going on, the reason that I dissociated was because I no longer trusted my ability to be okay dealing with them. And so I retreated to dissociate because at least I'd have a part of myself that wasn't out of reach. The self that likes to play games, the self that likes to eat food, the self that likes to watch Netflix. And that was the self that I could connect to for 4 days. That was the best that I could do. And the reason that was the best that I could do is because I felt so much fear. So if you struggle from a trauma like PTSD, maybe this advice won't work for you. Perhaps there's more things that need to be done. But I think for any person, this technically can help regardless of what mental diseases that you have or any traumatic experiences that you have. I think what helped me just now to get out of this was luck, was grace. It was the thought that I can eject myself with the red button. So try step 3 and hopefully step 1 and 2 fall into place. I'm attaching the original audio that I played to myself, well, that I used to talk to myself before making this video. I put myself into reality, into this 3D world, because I was in my head for 4 days. Like, I was literally disconnected. I was disassociated. And the second that I got out of it, I was like, okay, how do I stop myself from going through this again? And if I can't stop myself, then what is it that I'm going to be able to do that like actually allows me to recognize that this is a temporary thing that happens when, like when you kind of like break bonds, in chemistry. Like, I can't really remember chem right now, but chemistry. My mind is like running like a normal person for the first time in 4 days because I was going through a dissociative episode. So bear with me with my lack of scientific analogy, but what I'm saying to you guys is that this is exactly how I was able to break out of disassociation, because I understand that it was a disconnect between myself and what I want to do. Also, another note, my laptop is so loud, probably you can hear that. It's kind of annoying. But I'm going to put this audio through background noise remover, so hopefully you won't hear it. And I might therefore edit this segment out, or I might keep it for the sake of authenticity. You'll never know until I upload. But anyways, a note I wanted to add to this video is that for me, another reason why I enter dissociation, well, sometimes it's like I allow myself to dissociate, to like de-stress myself, to kind of detach myself from reality so that I can kind of see the kind of state that my mind is in, like just pure self-awareness, like that. But then that dissociation can therefore like lead to kind of moving completely away from thinking and moving completely away from functioning, which is what I was like beginning to do at a rapid rate in the last 4 days. Now, something that happened also is that I wanted to see if there was something that I would learn from it. Like, I was like, okay, if I'm dissociated right now, and I really don't feel like leaving dissociation right now, though I know that I technically could, what can I learn from it? Is there something valuable in this? Is something that I need to understand from being in this? And then I'd have that ability to think that, and then I'd dissociate again. So that's the danger of being in dissociation to find something, is that you will dissociate from the curiosity that you have in the first place, because curiosity mandates thought and mandates action. So if you're in a state of disassociation and you are in there because you think you're staying there, let's say, because you're curious of how you will end up, you're in like a paradox. You're in a paradox because disassociation means that you're not going to come back to thought. You're not going to be in a state of action. You're in a state where nothing can reach you. No values, nothing can really reach you when you're disassociated. So being curious as to the meaning and value of disassociation won't be explored because you will disassociate from it. So that is like a segment of advice that I also just came across in the last 10 minutes. I'm uploading this video ASAP Rocky, okay? Like, I'm being so for real. Because I've learned, right, from reflecting. Because, see, let me state this. You can only learn what dissociation did to you by leaving disassociation. You can't be in disassociation and learn what it did or learn what it was trying to teach you. Like why you were acting that way. Did I decide or involuntarily choose to disassociate from myself? You can't answer that question. You can't know the answer. You can't explore it until you're out of it. So if you're disassociated right now and you're in this paradox of, oh my gosh, maybe there's something that I need to become aware of, you won't become aware of it in dissociation. Like, my fellow human, you won't be aware of it in disassociation, okay? So the thing that's between you and disassociation is a lot of the time fear. A lot of the time fear of living in this world, in this life, doing, maybe it's like literally like doing something, like anything small, like reaching for a pencil. It's like, oh my god, I can't do that. That is a threat to my existence. It can get that bad. It wasn't that bad for me in the last 4 days, but it can get that bad for me. I remember a time that it was that bad for me, that I literally could not do anything myself and I was literally a shell. So please understand that if this relates to you, you're in a state of disassociation because you're scared of yourself, and that's okay. We get scared of ourselves because we get scared of our ability to do things, and we are scared of how we will treat ourselves when we disappoint ourselves, when we see ourselves fail, when we see ourselves not succeed, when we see ourselves not meet our expectations. And so to get away from all of that, our brain is so intelligent that it's like, if I disassociate, I'm no longer held to that standard at all. I'm no longer held to the standard of I need to I need to do this. I need to actually care. I need to actually put my effort into the values and expectations that I have. And so the lesson is not to just leave the disassociation and then get back to normal. The lesson is to recognize that our relationship, okay, let me speak for myself. The lesson for me is to realize that my relationship with myself had been damaged, and that my disassociation was my only method of existing, bearing the pain that the fragmented relationship with myself was giving me. And so when I look at it at that lens, by the way, all of these thoughts that are coming to my head are really just coming to my head right now because, well, I think I'm really lucky right now because I don't know, like, it literally could have been like another like week and I could still be dissociated. Like, I want you guys to fully be with me in this moment and realize that I'm truly genuinely saying that I have been in a state of dissociation. Like, when I'd sound like this. I'd sound like this talking, or like this. Like, I'd sound robotic or extremely delicate. Like, I wasn't speaking. I wasn't actually being me. It was extremely awful. I've been disassociated for 4 days. I can't stress it enough. I really can't. And this is someone who is pretty mentally healthy. I'd say I'm pretty mentally healthy. I've been doing a lot of inner self work and self-development. And there's even a YouTube video that I've been working on for like 2-3 months about self-regulation that I wanted to upload to this channel. But I disassociated from all of that because there's been something that I've been scared of with myself that I need to go back and look at. And so when that video eventually uploads, you can look at this video and see that that's like the prequel of what I needed to go through in order to accept the outcome of whatever that video that gets uploaded is going to be, because I put so much weight and stress on it that I disassociated from it. Yeah, this is a ranty-ish video. I don't know how this is going to do in the algorithm. I don't know how you guys are going to feel about it. But if I've attracted the people who care about their relationship with themselves and really treating themselves like, what would you call it? I don't know. Treating themselves like they are in a parent-baby relationship with themselves. Like, we need to like see that we are infants. We are still infant-minded, okay? This video is not about articulation, y'all. We are infant-minded. We are infant-minded in a lot of ways, but we're also adult-minded in a lot of ways. And the ratio of the two, who cares? The point is that we need to be able to relate to the two parts instead of, in fact, even categorizing them as two distinct parts shows that there is a distinction, and sometimes they need to be blended together. Sometimes they need to be loved together. Loved as one. I've never talked about it that way before, but yeah, I really think that that's what happened to me. That I've been so scared of seeing myself fail, seeing myself not succeed, seeing myself not do well, that it basically resulted in me disassociating from myself in order to be in a state where none of those standards mattered. Whether I was successful, whether I failed, didn't matter because I was disassociated. So yeah, guys, I think the real way to get over that is not to get over it, is to go through it, and is to press the button that says I can trust myself. Like, feel that consciously with self-awareness that I am choosing to let go of the fear and judgment and shame and hug myself, hug the child within me. And I think that really does settle it, because right now I feel so secure that it's crazy to think that the hour of 5 o'clock I was here disassociated, basically out of my existence. So I really hope that you guys got something from this video if you're still here, and that you can really feel okay for the next time that this happens and you feel scared that you're entering that state of mind.